And now, an introspective with a cyber guy.
Good evening. This is an introspection into the arrow of time. And I brought some items that should substantiate my claims. Number one, my degree, Harvard University. They call me Dr. A Cyber Guy. You can just call me A Cyber for short if you'd like. I brought my skull, a couple of my books, and some recommendations for those who have an inquiring mind. We have, I don't have enough faith to be an atheist. We have the story of philosophy, an original book, a bit tattered, but the information's still there. I wanted to bring to your attention today information that I've discovered about the arrow of time. Now, as you know, the arrow of time, it's in different ways. You can see them. It's a horizontal line. And I wanted to tie into this the fluctuating nonlinear oscillator theory, but I don't think I have time or that you will even be able to understand it because I'm about to bombard your mind. And as we know, the arrow of time is tied to the second law of thermodynamics in entropy. You know, we started here, now we're here. And as the Boltzmann brain paradox states, we may not even know what realm we're living in, and we may not even be here. You know, but that all ties in also to the anthropic principle, and Boltzmann talked about these evolved brains. And at the same time, he was refuting the selection biases argument, which really is another story, but we can go into that in a little later. But physics of time, it's well known that none of the basic equations of physics include an arrow of time. Yet in classical physics and quantum theory and relative theory, the equations run just as well forwards as backwards. What do you think of that? There's that arrow. It should be able to go back and forth, but it cannot. It cannot. And you've heard the example of the egg. You know, you see an egg in a sidewalk and it's broken. You can assume some ways it will process in the future, but you can't go backwards. You can't make the egg get whole. And Stephen Hawking called me yesterday, and he was interested in my theory about how the arrow of time points to God. And I told him some ideas I had, and he said he was going to call me tomorrow after Christmas, and we're going to talk about this, and I think me and Stephen can come together, and we will shock the world together, because if I have him on my side, you know, that Harvard PhD I have, it's not as important. And Stephen Hawking stated that in this arrow of time that got me thinking, which is in thought process of another dimension. That's right. I said it, and he said it, another dimension. So, how is this arrow of time going to prove my point? Well, clarity, as in the case with conceptual and mathematical complexity of non-equilibrium physics, much remains to be explored. Quantum gravity, an initial low entropy state that we started in, to where we are now, definitely points